Let's start with New Year's Day. Did you know that New Year's Day is one of the oldest holidays in the world? People have been celebrating the start of a new year for thousands of years. But here's the kicker. In ancient times, different cultures celebrated the new year at different times. For example, the ancient Babylonians celebrated in March. Can you imagine having your New Year's party in spring? It wasn't until 45 BC that things changed. Julius Caesar, the great leader of Rome, picked January 1st as the beginning of the new year on the Roman calendar. Yes, we can thank Caesar for our January 1st celebrations. Ever since then, New Year's Day has turned into a global party. People all around the world stay up late, count down to midnight, and make New Year's resolutions. Some cultures have really cool traditions, like eating 12 grapes at midnight in Spain to bring good luck. Now fast forward to a more recent holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The holiday is to honor the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., one of the major leaders in the American civil rights movement. Dr. King worked without end to promote equality and justice for all people. His "I Have a Dream" speech is still quoted and studied today. However, not many people realize that Martin Luther King Jr. Day wasn't always a national holiday. It was first observed in 1986, although it wasn't until 2000 that it became celebrated in all 50 states. Can you believe it? All states did not observe this important day until 14 years later. The holiday is celebrated on the third Monday of January each year, around Dr. King's birthday, which is on January 15th. Today, many Americans take part in this day to get involved with helping out in their community, following in the steps of service carried out by Dr. King. The next one is Chinese New Year. Now, this one's a little tricky because it's not always in January. That's because it's based on the lunar calendar, so it moves around every year, but it usually happens in January, so we're squeezing it onto our January holiday list. The Chinese New Year, also called the Spring Festival, is a holiday with a history dating back over 3,000 years. That's even older than the Roman Empire. It's a time when families come together, feast on great food, and engage in colorful customs. Giving red envelopes filled with money is one of the most popular customs. These are called hongbao and are believed to bring good fortune in the coming year. The Chinese zodiac is an integral part of New Year celebrations. It is where every year is related to one of 12 animals, and people born in that year are supposedly similar to those characteristics. For example, the year 2023 is that of the rabbit, and those who are born in rabbit years are gentle and elegant. Chinese New Year celebrations last for 15 days and end with the Lantern Festival. Cities are colorful during this time, with parades, dragon dances, and fireworks. It's a real spectacle. Finally, let's not forget Berns-Night. Not as widely known as some of the other celebrations listed, but it's a beloved tradition in Scotland. Berns-Night occurs on January 25th and is in honour of the famous Scottish poet Robert Burns. Robert Burns wrote many famous poems and songs, including Auld Lang Syne, which many of us sing on New Year's Eve. The first Burns Supper was held in 1801, 5 years after the poet's death. Burns' friends got together to celebrate his life and work, and the tradition has continued ever since. So what happens at a Berns-Night celebration? Well, it's quite an event. The pièce de résistance of the evening is the haggis, a traditional Scottish dish. The haggis is piped into the room with great ceremony, usually to the accompaniment of bagpipes. This is followed by the recitation of Burns' poem addressed to a haggis before the meal. The evening consists of readings of Burns' poetry, speeches about his life, and toasts with whiskey. It is a night filled with Scottish culture, good food, and lively conversation. But you don't have to be Scottish to join in the fun Berns-Night celebrations take place around the world. There you have it, folks, a whirlwind tour of January holidays, from ancient traditions like New Year's Day to more recent observances like Martin Luther King Jr. Day. There's no shortage of celebrations taking place during the month of January. They all bring us back to a common human desire to set time, celebrate great figures, and come together for celebration. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you next time for more interesting looks into history and culture.